Hello.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hello. Happy Wednesday. How are you all doing? I'm sorry to disappoint and not have the little girl wig on right now. But
Oh,
from the review, from the
at
review
first I was
today,
like,
Doug.
what?
From the
I was
review
like, oh yeah,
today,
that's
Doug.
right. I did come
The
out
one
today.
that you wrote and filmed and edited, that
Yes.
one.
I thought people would be more like, where are the cat ears?
They're around. They're around. Anyway, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all having a good day. Welcome to Chatting with Doug. That time of the week when you ask Doug questions that you have always wanted to know the answer to.
And
Um,
Heather, you get some questions too.
yes, that's true. Before we get started, first of all, thank you for the hype train. I see we're almost at level 3. Y'all are unreal.
Holy
Thank you,
shit.
thank you, thank you.
Thank
Um,
you.
Second of all, let's jump into the rules so that we can sorry, I said rules weird, so we can jump into these questions. First and foremost, we're going to give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we may have time for highlighted questions, but we cannot guarantee that we will. But save your highlighted questions for the end of stream because if you highlight it now, I can't scroll up and look at it. Please do not repeat the same thing over and over and over again in chat. You could get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. We do get behind on bit messages, so there is no need to repeat a bit message either. I've got a list. We will get to it. Sometimes we can get up to an hour behind, though. Just have some patience, please. Watch the length of your questions, please. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we're just going to miss the point and I'm not going to have time to repeat it. So short and to the point is always better and more preferred. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see all the latest and greatest stuff. There's a lot of things going out right now, and some of us can't watch it all. Some of us haven't finished Cobra Kai Season 5. Some of us still haven't started Rings of Power, okay? So just, don't be a spoiler. Don't do that. Also, kind of maybe a bigger one for today. Maybe check to see if someone else has asked the question that you would like to ask. I'm sure there's lots of things that happened at D23 this weekend that you want to know Doug's opinion on. Or you want to know Doug's opinion on Pinocchio or something like that. Maybe check to make sure that someone else hasn't asked it. We just always hate if you've spent 50 bits and you're the fourth person to ask it, being like, sorry, we've already asked that. Or answered that a million times. So, just maybe make sure someone else hasn't. Okay? All right. I think that's it, right?
I think we're good,
All
yeah.
right. Cool. Awesome. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on The Boys season 3 so far? Well, it's
So
over
far,
already.
I think it's over.
Yeah, it's over already.
Yeah, it could be. I mainly thought it was just halfway through it. No, I finished it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The only thing I had a little issue with was the satire. Some of it, I like that in The Boys, everyone's a little bit of a hypocrite. Is how much do you bend into being a hypocrite to save the day? But in this one, there's stuff like they'll make fun of people for like trying to get a message across while advertising something. And this show clearly has several messages, and it's like, oh, here, you want a White Claw? You want Almond Joy? You want a Snickers? You want another White Claw? How about another White Claw? There's kind of a lot of those going on. And then stuff like singing Imagine There's No Heaven. Like, we know what they're doing. Just change the song. Don't have like, oh, Patton Oswalt, haha, that's funny. No, make it like If You Want to View Paradise or something like that. Like, don't have it so on the nose that you're literally just doing the same thing. Like, change it up. Make it satire. Don't just do the exact same thing. But in terms of like characters and story and evolving the story and where's it going to go next, all of that's great. I really
Yeah.
have like pretty much no notes on it. Even at points where I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it's going this direction. They'll like bring it around in a way where I'm like, oh, beautiful, like really wonderful. So yeah, I'm still very much enjoying it.
Cool. Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think about Marvel's Wolf by Night trailer? It looks like so much fun. Love how it looks like an homage to classic 30s, 40s monster movies. Also, the trailer for Secret Invasion looks so good. I don't know how I feel about that trailer because it seems...
Wolf by Night or Secret Invasion?
Wolf by Night.
I didn't even hear about this. Oh, here it is.
It's
okay,
werewolf. Yeah, werewolf by night.
Werewolf by night. Okay, I thought
sorry
you just
about
said,
that.
that's why I wasn't.
That's they.
Showing
I
up
was
there.
just reading what they had written. I'm sorry.
Okay,
My brain
I
didn't
haven't seen
process
this.
it was wrong.
I haven't seen this either. I didn't even know this was like a Marvel thing. Yeah, I don't know how I missed this one. I'll check it out. Just the pictures I'm seeing, it looks cool. But yeah, I should wait till I see the trailer.
Yeah, it seems like it's very like grindhouse, but also kind of 30s, 40s black and white feel to it. And like it looks
Huh.
like a cool gimmick, but is the whole show going to be the gimmick? You know what I
I
mean?
I mean, with those stories, there's so much like rich gothic storytelling you can do with it. So I hope it's not. But yeah, again, just looking by the pictures, I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. I guess we'll see. But like I said, I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which movie was Eddie Murphy more annoying in for you? Mulan or Shrek 3?
Hmm. I guess Shrek 3 because just the writing wasn't that great. And I think he had so much more support of annoyance in that where Mulan has some good comedy in it. And honestly, he has a good line here and there. So I didn't like dislike him per se, but yeah, I guess I'll go with that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you ever use lines from Seinfeld in your daily life?
Oh yeah. I mean, I grew up with it for one, but two, it's fine because I grew up with it, but I didn't really get it until I got to about college age. When I had to deal with a little bit more like grown up problems, like especially stupid grown up problems. And now I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand this. Now I see what they're doing with it. But, even then, I still grew up with a lot of those lines and knew them. And even if I didn't see the episode, everyone around me was quoting them. So yeah, it's impossible not to. I use them about as much as I use Simpsons lines.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the first two episodes of Rick and Morty season 6? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Nah, not yet. I'll probably just wait till they come to HBO Max. Again, I'm trying to catch up on other shows like Cobra Kai and all the ones that Heather mentioned.
Gelatin Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, are you and your wife enjoying the new season of Jeopardy? Ken is officially a host per the intro.
Cool. I don't think I've watched Jeopardy in maybe 10 years. So yeah, I loved hearing all the stuff about picking the host and everything, all the stories about that, because I have a lot of friends that watch it. I will say this, it is nice now because growing up, that was always the show I watch. I'm like, okay, let me just watch my dad and brother answer questions and me look like a dumbass because I couldn't even like follow half the question. And now that I'm older, I am watching it now. It's like, oh, I'm getting some of these answers. Okay, adulthood. Okay. Like I didn't think I ever get to a point where like I knew any answers on Jeopardy. So that's kind of fun. But even then, I still don't watch it.
Favre Films, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Werewolf by Night trailer?
I haven't seen it. I will watch it right after this, man. Because last week, people were saying like, "Oh, have you seen that Wendell and Wild trailer?" I think it's what it's
Doesn't
called.
It look so good?
It looks fucking phenomenal.
Doesn't it look so amazing? I'm really excited for Wendell and Wild.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't film like my reactions to trailers because they're usually very boring. My reactions, but that's the first one where I'm watching like, like I just couldn't believe how awesome this looks. So I am just crazy excited for it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Hocus Pocus 2 trailer/movie?
As someone that didn't get into the first one that much, I think it looks fine. Because the best part of the first movie was the look and the actresses. Like they're clearly having a ball. It looks like they're having a ball here too. I hope they have better writing to go along with it, but I think you just have some Halloween atmosphere and just let those actresses have chemistry. It'll probably be all right.
I'm really excited for it. I think it looks so fun. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite Jack Nicholson performance?
Oh, man, I gotta really I never saw some of the big ones like Five Easy Pieces. But yeah, or like there's a couple others that he's supposed to be really good in I haven't seen. But yeah, I gotta go through like the list. I guess some of the later ones like About Schmidt was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go through the list. I guess right now I'll say About Schmidt, but I feel like there's a better one, but that's the only one that's coming to my head right now.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the Batman soundtrack by Prince?
I like it. I like what Burton said when he said he had Prince in to look at the Batcave, and the Batcave said he weirdly blended in, and I feel like that's kind of very much what I like about the movie. You have all these kind of different time periods being represented, you know, kind of this film noir stuff, but then like modern 80s stuff, and then just Prince, who again is someone that's like, you know, very distinctly that time period and no time period at the same time. So I think it works well enough. I think it's the perfect amount of strangeness.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 10-month subscription. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
Appreciate that. LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your biggest guilty pleasure movie?
Man, biggest see, but I don't know, the biggest ones to me are ones that most people do like. I just can't bring myself to say it's good, but I like it. Like, I love the first Ninja Turtles movie. I don't know if I could say it's good.
But that would be a
Or
guilty pleasure.
yeah, but most people like it. I think a film that like everybody hates, you know, but you like kind of thing, even though you feel like you should know better. Or again, the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I really, really enjoy it, even though I see the flaws in it as well. So yeah, there you go. There's two.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, have you ever considered doing a review on the Oceans franchise? P.S. Oceans 11 2001 is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, cool. I mean, I like the first one. I've never seen the sequels. I always heard they're either or meh. You know what I mean? I haven't heard anyone like, oh, you gotta see the follow-up. So I never checked them out, but I might, because then they, like, I think now they're doing like spin-offs and reboots and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's just sounding more and more like homework. But I know of them as Catherine Zeta-Jones, so I guess I have to see that one.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite bear moment? Nick Cage, or I want that bear, or this is not over, bears.
Oh, I mean, the Heston one is out because it's like, that's funny, but come on, you got Nicolas Cage and Christopher Walken. But between the two, I don't know, Cage is still up to stuff and having fun, so I guess I'll say the Cage one. It resulted in more jokes, I can say that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Doug the franchise killer. Hello, Heather the screaming child for dinosaurs. How are you?
Good. I like to point out that franchise killed itself. Okay. I mean, granted, it made a ton of money and they're probably going to make more. So, yeah, maybe it didn't do that the more I think about it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Can you give a hint on what the next opening for Nostalgiaween will parody?
I don't know if I mean, we said it before, so it's just Scooby-Doo.
Dark Paladin, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's an idea for Dark Toons. The Cutie Map from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. It involves cults and identity and freedom being taken away from ponies while being imprisoned until they are successfully brainwashed.
Okay. I haven't seen much of that show, so I don't know how much of an expert I would be, but I mean, I've watched shows before where I don't know all the story and stuff, so I might give it a look.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review?
There is a clip. It's a review of movies, and there is a clip in the review that came out today, so just keep an eye out for that.
Ooh, that's a good clue. You thought about it this time.
No, it's just total coincidence.
Nice. No, I mean, like, oh, okay. I was going to say maybe you thought about actually answering this question, because I know last week you said, you people always ask this,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what to say.
Yeah, when I was editing, I think I was finishing up editing it today, and I'm like, oh, I just used that clip in the last review. Okay, all right, well, now I know how to answer this.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Funny thing, I just finished rewatching Jurassic World Dominion yesterday before the review, and I noticed that Owen and Claire barely had any chemistry with one another. Or was that just me?
I mean, none of the characters had any chemistry, in my opinion, but, so it's definitely not just you.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on Harley Quinn Season 3 so far? I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's funny because the first season I remember being really funny, but I don't remember much what happens in it. Second season, I remember like the ideas being really funny in the episodes, but I don't remember like specific jokes. This one's kind of half and half. Like I'll get an episode that's just like knee-slapping funny, and I'll get one that's really interesting but didn't have many laughs, and it kind of keeps going back and forth between. Like the one where they go inside Bruce's head, I don't remember laughing much at, but it was really
Oh
interesting.
yeah, that was so
I
good.
loved watching it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying it.
Favre Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Thank you for ripping into Dominion. With what we were promised, what a disappointment.
Yeah, why is it hard? Why is it so hard just to put dinosaurs in a city? That just seems like that'd be really easy and fun to do, and like the ideas write themselves, but I guess they don't.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Rank from fave to least fave. Hoffa, The War of the Roses, Throw Mama from the Train.
uh, War of the Roses is my favorite. Then Hoffa, then Throw Mama from the Train. But I like them all.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite Simpsons line? I haven't seen a lot of Simpsons, but I like the line to alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. I don't know if I'm gonna find a better one than that. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna top that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think the Snow White remake will give us more story about the characters? One problem with the original Snow White is that the characters aren't complex or interesting. I think the remake should take full advantage of that.
Yeah, but that's the idea. I mean, it's like Wizard of Oz. It's like, well, I don't know a whole bunch about Dorothy's backstory. That's kind of the idea. It's very much like you're Dorothy, and and even that gives you just enough to know of like the characters in her life and stuff. So, I mean, I'm down. I'm okay if they do that. I'm not so married to the original that I say they have to do the exact same thing. If anything, I want them to change. I want them to do something different. But the track record's not been that great, so I'm not that optimistic, but I'm always open. I'm always open for them to do something different because I do like these movies and they're classic fairy tales. I love to see a new spin, but it has to be a good spin too.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather. Did either of you see the trailer for the new Ghostbusters multiplayer game? Seems like a fun play with everyone else.
No, not yet. I think that's the one where you can play as a ghost, right? That's a fun idea.
I think
But
so. I actually haven't watched it yet either. Bad me, I know,
sorry.
but I haven't.
Sorry.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's my pitch for a Bambi remake. Have the animals not talk and the movie be narrated by whichever celebrity they pick. If you've seen some of the Disney nature stuff, it would kind of be similar to that.
I mean, it's got to be Morgan Freeman. Come on. But I was thinking that too. I still don't know how much that would add. That's the only way I could see it working, but even then I don't know if it would be like fantastic. I think it'd still be tricky to do, but it can be done. I bet money they're not going to do that. Of course they're going to have them talk, but whatever, make Chris Pine jokes or whatever. But yeah, it's one of those things where if it was to work, that would be my guess about how to make it work, but I don't know, we'll see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What fictional TV/movie food product, like Big Kahuna Burger, do you wish were real?
I mean, I'm talking about an episode right now, so I guess there is a part of me that kind of wonders what Krabby Patties taste like.
Okay.
I also there's a Futurama episode where it's kind of twisted, but they're eating what kind of looks like these little fried
poplars,
shrimps.
right? Isn't it poplars?
Yeah, but it turns out they're like children of this alien race, and it's so dark and it's so twisted, but it does look good. They do make it actually look very delicious. So yeah, maybe they did their job a little too well.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any Brendan Fraser performances besides Cliff in Doom Patrol that you love?
What's the one? Is it School Days or something like that? I remember he was really good in. He was okay in Gods and Monsters. I mean, that's the thing. He's not a bad dramatic actor, and we're seeing that more now, which is great. I think when he did George of the Jungle and the Mummy movies, they just sort of always casted him as kind of the likable buffoon. But he can be a very good actor. Yeah, you just got to give him the right script and the right direction.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Also, sarcastically, love the fact that Dern, Neal, and Goldblum were on screen. Let me try this again. Love the fact when Dern, Neal, and Goldblum were on screen, they were milking JP theme hard AF.
Yeah, like as soon as like they meet like the new cast, they're like playing the music, like they're just waiting for people to go, they did it. Oh my god, it took so many years. Like, I don't know. What I saw at the theater was totally quiet. I think Brad said somebody tried to applaud in his theater and then stopped because nobody else was.
Oh, I'd hate to be that person.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, like, did that thing.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Tim Burton movie?
Uh, you know, it goes back and forth between Ed Wood and Batman. Um, yeah, I did a list years ago, and I probably look at that again. But I don't know. I connect more. Even when I was a kid, I connected so much with Ed Wood because I always told myself whatever I'm doing, it could be crap. Like you could be making crap. Uh, but I always said, yeah, but he's happy and he likes what he makes and everything. I'm like, okay, well, just do your best. Make sure you like it at least, and maybe it'll be all right. And yeah, I like that philosophy because nothing you're gonna make is gonna win over everybody, and that's cool. At the very least, you should like it though. So yeah, I always tell people if you're ever gonna go in this line of work, do it because you love it. Because yeah, you've already won.
Mhm.
Even if you don't have major success, or if you do have major success, it's even better. You'll be all the more thankful for it. But yeah, if you're doing it for fame and stuff, that's not. You're gonna be miserable either way. So yeah, I think that movie resonates with me more and more. But then when I do think of like, oh man, wasn't like a hero, like someone that's gone through a lot and he, fights through it and stuff, and kind of quietly, but he shares a little bit, and he's complex and like I think of Keaton as Batman. So yeah, it goes back and forth.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was your favorite main villain from the Indiana Jones movies? Belloc, Mola Ram, Donovan, or Spalko?
Probably Belloc, though it's very close with Donovan. I mean, it's like they're almost exactly the same villain. But Belloc is a little bit more quotable. I think my
Okay.
brother and I quote a lot of his lines a lot, so I guess we'll go with that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave, whose line cast member?
Uh,
I was always a big fan of Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady is clearly the most talented. I mean, out of all of them, I mean, the physical activity, the way he can make up. So, I mean, clearly the best at doing the songs on the top of his head. He can dance and everything too. But the chemistry Ryan and Colin have. Like, if I could combine them into one, like kind of cast member, I'd say that because their chemistry is just so funny and they work so well off each other. But if we're talking about one individual, it's like, yeah, it's Wayne Brady.
Tulip fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello again, you visually awe-inspiring individuals. Believe it or not, there is actually another Pinocchio movie coming to Netflix this year. I don't know why Pinocchio is really popular right now. It's like we've got a whole PCU universe at this point.
Yeah, it is weird. That's the one I'm looking forward to. Well, okay, I was looking forward to the Pauly Shore one a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but the Guillermo del Toro one is the one I'm looking the most forward to because
Yeah.
because he likes his dark stuff, and that book is fucking dark.
Yep.
And even then, I'm wondering if they're gonna go with like the original ending, if they're gonna go with the ending that whatever the publisher said. You can't end it this way. Put something happy at the end, Jesus. So I'm really curious what he's gonna do.
Gelatin Man, thank you for gifting that sub to Adam Grunther. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Malcolm in the Middle episode?
Oh man. Maybe the last episode. I'm not saying it has like the funniest jokes, but I really like the significance of the ending, and I love too when it ran. All it got, because that 70s show was ending at the same time, and they had weeks and weeks of promoting a show that defined a generation, not the 70s, but this generation, because of course, and all these characters you've grown to love are now coming to an end. Also, on the series finale of Malcolm, this happens tonight, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what do you mean the series finale? What are you talking about? But it felt right because that show and those characters always kind of got the shaft. And I like that years later, more people are talking about Malcolm in the Middle than that 70s show, and I never liked that 70s show. That's just a personal preference. But so I think the fact that it ended on that note, it wasn't an hour-long thing, it wasn't super sappy, and it revealed something I never realized throughout all those seasons. We never learned their last names. It never ever clicked with me. I was like, holy shit, did we never ever find out what that was? I was so all of that combined, like, I think makes that my favorite episode. Yeah.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I know Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go is on your list for Disney December. I just ask that once you're done watching X-Men Evolution, you'll get started on that next. It has the same episode length as X-Men, so it's not that long.
I think I have it. It's either that or I think Owl House was another one people were asking for. I'll see what mood I'm in afterwards, because winter's coming and I literally watch them every morning and I'm like, okay, what show do I want to greet me in the morning during the gray, snowy ass winter that Chicago gets? You know what I mean? And they both seem pretty bright and colorful, so we'll see.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you review either Paranorman or Coraline for Nostalgiaween this year?
Paranorman, I think, is celebrating, like, I don't know, 10, 20 years, whatever it is. So maybe that. Because I think I could get some good reactions with some of the twists that happened in that movie. So I might do that one.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. I think a Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland could work, mainly if he made it in partnership with Henry Selick as a stop-motion musical.
Maybe. I mean, he just needs a good script. I think Burton's a great director, but he just needs good writers. And I think he is so focused on the visuals and the musical and the feel of the characters and stuff that the script is very secondary to him. So I think if they just get him a good writer, he'll be fine. But yeah, that other Alice in Wonderland just did not, to me, have very good writers.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits, and I'm probably going to butcher this name, sorry. You say Dodgson acts differently. Now that you say it, he does look a lot different than him. Different, too.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a different actor, so...
Right, I think it was a joke from Honest Reviewer. That Disney Nerd...
Well, if he was honest, why wasn't he honest there? Huh?
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you at all worried about Inside Out 2? I'm excited for it, but if you take away the 3 Toy Story sequels and Incredibles 2, Pixar sequel history is rocky.
So, okay, I mean, I've said this before. It seems like an idea that could write itself, but if there's any company that can screw that up and has multiple times, it is Disney. So I am cautiously optimistic. And I do feel bad it doesn't have the same director, but again, it's one of those where I feel like it's such a good idea. I'm hoping like another director can come along and take advantage of this idea. Then like this will be a brand new name that'll explode or whatever. Or that person could totally crash and burn it. I have no idea.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. You know, in Marvel What If, there's going to be an episode of Hawkeye dying instead of Natasha. Although in Hawkeye series, I've heard people bashing the character/actor, and ironically, it was Scarlett Johansson who ended up with the issue with Disney. I mean, I think Scarlett's issue with Disney is way different than like people criticizing her. She had issues with pay.
Yeah, that was the stuff with it going on Disney Plus and stuff like that. And yeah, I still have never seen the Hawkeye show, even though I hear it is good. And I never saw What If either. On that note, I think that is an interesting What If. Actually,
right.
I'm like, I heard when you mentioned that, I'm like, ooh, like, yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Because, yeah, I don't like the way they ended that. But so there is a part of me, it's like, oh, I don't know. That's the first one I've heard where I'm like, oh, I like to see that. Because not that What If looked bad, it just never grabbed me. But yeah, that's what I think would be pretty cool.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Hint for next week's NC?
I have a clip of it in this week's review. It's a review of all this type of movies. So yeah, keep an eye out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Cobra Kai villain do you like more, Kreese or Terry Silver? I'm going to go with Terry Silver, especially in season 5 here. I'm only on episode 6, I think, of season 5, but dang, he's a great villain.
I'm only on 3. I am loving this season. This is like a perfect mix of corny and good drama. Like the corny stuff does not overstay its welcome, and it gets to the fun part of it very quick. Like there's some things where I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this for the whole episode, and then they wrap it up really fast, and then it's like, no, we're gonna go this direction. Then they'll have like a funny payoff for it or something. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Gelatin Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, your flight attendant acting gets better every week.
Thank
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. Hello, you awesome duo, you. I hope you're doing well. So, good news and sad news. Good news is this past Friday, my sister told me the gender of her baby. I'm glad our dream came true. I'll be expecting a niece this March. March also needs to come faster. I'm super excited.
Awesome. Yeah, congrats, Matt. That's super cool.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's an interesting thought. Would Wes Anderson be good at directing a Marvel movie?
My thought would be no, unless it's a very specific kind. Because I feel like, oh, now I'm blanking on his name, the guy who did like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. That director. But he was doing Ant-Man, and
Oh,
and they were like,
Edgar
nah,
Wright?
nah. Yeah, Edgar Wright, thank you. And they
Thanks,
said,
chat.
nah, this isn't what we're looking for, man. And we know how Edgar Wright directs a movie. It's a very fun, goofy way. And I think of like a Lord and Miller doing Solo and stuff like that. Like they, not to say they don't allow any creativity to be that, they have a very specific brand and idea that they don't deviate much from. And Wes Anderson has like one style, and it's Wes Anderson. So it had to be a very specific idea. I'm not saying it's not out there. I'm saying I don't know what it is.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I forgot to mention last Saturday, I can't bring myself to watch House of the Dragon, mostly because of the Game of Thrones final season. It's still a little raw for me. It felt like the writers were giving up, and what they did to the Queen of Dragons is one of the worst character assassination I've seen on television.
Well, spoiler. No. I haven't been watching it either, but people are telling me it's good. I hear Rings of, I hear they're okay. That and Rings of Power, I hear are okay. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm still waiting it out a little bit. Like, I want to wait till I hear, oh my God, can you believe what happened in one of those two shows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not because I think they look really bad or anything. I'm just already watching so many other shows. So it's like, okay, I'm going to wait till I hear like, holy shit, you got to see it, kind of thing.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, this year is the 10th anniversary of Telltale's The Walking Dead, so it's technically nostalgic. It would be the perfect time to play it before the end of the year, please.
We'll see, man. I know I still got to do one other Disney game before after Kingdom Hearts and before the end of the year, so it'll be like some sort of fast, like probably like a Super Nintendo game or something like that. But yeah, a lot of it depends on how quickly I get through Kingdom Hearts.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm probably in the minority here. I was never interested in learning Mufasa's backstory. I never wanted to learn why Mufasa and Scar don't like each other.
Look, just be happy you're not getting Simba's Pride as a live action remake. Okay, they're at least making something new. Who knows? Or maybe it'll just be like Lion King 1.5 or something. It'll be like Timon and Pumbaa the whole time in between it. I have no idea.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Soldier Boy in The Boys Season 3?
I mean, what can you say about him? He's awful, but that's the idea. The twist with him near the end legitimately surprised me. I won't give it away, but again, I always give mad respect to a show or a movie when it makes me gasp, and I gasped when I found that out. I was like, oh!
And it kind of changed everything in the relationships with all the characters, and like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I love it. Not only do you get a twist and you're surprised, but like you said, it just changes everything. So you get even more excited. Oh, how's that gonna make this character react to that and this react to this? So yeah, I really liked it.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. How do you feel about the new Lord of the Rings TV show? Apparently, it's been a bit of a flop, sadly. What are your thoughts?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard bad things. But it's the same thing as the new Game of Thrones show. I've heard okay things. So like I said, I'm gonna wait till I get the episode or episodes where everybody's like, oh, you gotta see, oh my God, crazy shit happens, you can't miss it. Only because I have so many other things to watch. But my brother's a diehard Tolkien fan, and he was saying it was pretty good.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, some sad news though. I lost my great uncle Neil due to cancer on the 4th of this month. He was my pa's one
Oh.
and only older brother. My family went to his funeral on Monday, so we're mourning right now. Definitely thoughts and prayers for my family, especially for my great aunt Cecile.
Oh yeah,
So
all
sorry to hear
all
that.
to you, man. Send
Mm-hmm.
in whatever positivity we can your way, man. I'm so sorry.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, can you do a review of the Kenobi series? I would love to hear your breakdown on the characters and story because Walter really hates it.
I'm gonna do a Disney December of it. I can't say I hate it because it did entertain me, but I didn't think it was very good. But I will say it's one of those shows where that is such a huge question mark for me because the director has done like nothing but quality stuff and like quality Star Wars stuff and quality TV stuff. I mean, like there's not one bad show on a resume, like bad episode or anything. So I'm like, I'd be fascinated to see what the story was behind it because she directed all of them. And that's like kind of unheard of. Like a director, a showrunner, any of that, splits it up. Like usually doesn't direct all of them. I hear it was supposed to be a movie. So I actually think I think there is a behind the scenes of that show actually. Like maybe that'd be interesting to check out because I would love to know how this came about because like something happened. Like I'm really, really curious.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Before I start, I would like to remember Charlby Dean. Even though I only seen her on Black Lightning, the fact she was only 31 is tragic.
I don't think I saw Black Lightning. I'm sorry. Is it actress that actor passed away?
I believe
Oh,
so.
okay. Okay. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Last Friday, Heather said D23 Video Game Showcase was disappointing. After watching it, I see what she means. Nothing but mobile games nobody cares about with games we haven't gotten any updates on, only being seen in highlight reels at the end. The only good thing out of it was finally getting a real release date for Midnight Suns.
Oh, I forgot about Midnight Suns. That's right. Yeah, because you're right. It isn't just like Kingdom Hearts and stuff. You're right. It's like Star Wars and Marvel and stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Didn't think of that.
It was pretty
Yeah,
disappointing.
that is weird. Huh.
Excuse me. CJ Noel, thank you for the 50 bits. Another recommendation for the commercial special. Please do the Nicole Kidman AMC bumper. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
The only reason I don't think I would, because all the jokes I would do, I feel like Honest Trailers has done them. I like just what is she watching to have her give that whimsical, enchanted look, and they'll play like just the dumbest movies up there, but just have that reaction like wow the whole time. So I don't know what I could add to it. I feel like if they've done, I'm sure other people have done it too. So yeah, probably not, but it's not a bad recommendation.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever read Crispin the Cross of Lead, The Phantom Tollbooth, or any other of the Matched books by Ali Condi?
I read Magic is it Tollbooth? Yeah, Magic.
The Phantom Tollbooth.
Phantom Tollbooth.
I used to teach a chunk of the Phantom Tollbooth.
And what was the first one?
The Cross of Lead, I'm assuming, or Lead.
That one I don't know. Okay, Crispin the Cross of Lead. Interesting. Okay. And I read the Phantom Tollbooth because I saw the Chuck Jones movie and absolutely loved it. And I was just like, you ever watch something you're like, I bet this was a book, and I bet it was a good book. And it was very similar to the movie made, and yeah, I like them both.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Worst Disney animated movie.
Man, got worst. That's right. I mean, because there's a whole bunch of other ones they've made that it's possible I haven't seen, but I mean, ones that jump out to me. I definitely wasn't a fan of Home on the Range. I didn't really like Chicken Little. I never did see like that Valiant. Well, like those in between CG movies where like Pixar was taking over and Disney was like, I don't know, do something goofy, just get something out there. I remember some of those not being that great, but yeah, like worst, I don't know. I'd have to look at like a whole list. That's the best I can come up with right now.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Freak Show Cinema for New Pinocchio or Creepshow?
Creepshow might be fun. I mean, I feel like I kind of talked about on the top 11 King movies. But I mean, the new Pinocchio, again, You mean Guillermo del Toro? Like, I don't know which new Pinocchio, because there's so
I
many.
think they mean the live action.
A live action. Oh, the one that just came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a freak show cinema worthy, because there's really only one section, just the Pleasure Island. I might do a nostalgia critic on it though, because I feel like I can talk about it. Even though that's like one of the closer ones to being good, there's still plenty of stuff I can talk about and make fun of.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. In your opinion, is Andor Star Wars' last chance to win people over again after the duds of Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and the sequel trilogy?
It is what
is Andor.
What
Andor.
You know, I keep hearing and/or like that every time
Andor.
I hear that. No, look, Disney has Star Wars. They know what they're doing. If they're hitting some rough patches, they'll get it back. I mean, hell, look at Lucas. He had like flop after flop after flop, you know, with some of the most anticipated movies of all time. And, you know, sold it to Disney. Disney got the interest back and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's probably just a rough patch. This is coming from someone that'd be totally fine if we never saw any more Star Wars stuff. But, I mean, like, with a company that big and a world that big, I think they'll be okay. And don't forget Mandalorian as well. Like, that still, I think, has everybody invested. So, I think it'll be all right.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits in a dark tone. I'm going to try my best. Welcome to eternal torment. Whip, whip, whip and stir. Whip, whip, whip and stir. Whip, whip, whip and stir. It continues a little bit more. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to read it all. I'll finish it off with a wah! Good reminder of that. Yes, I'll just be playing on a loop in my head all day. Thank you.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 90 bits. Ultimately, what would you say the most consistently good American cartoon you've seen is? A show that has consistently been good from beginning to end and didn't suffer seasonal rot like The Simpsons. For me, it's probably King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead. They both hold up really well even now.
There's actually quite a few. I mean, like, I feel like Avatar: Last Airbender, Steven Universe, even though I never did finish all of Adventure Time, everyone tells me, you know, it was great. And they have some shows that only lasted like, you know, a few seasons, like, you know, like Gravity Falls. I guess that one had a lot of episodes. But yeah, I feel like there's actually a fair amount out there, All in the Family. I mean, there's like a lot of great classic shows out there. But yeah, it's just we remember when like classic shows kind of let us down a little bit more, and when a show keeps going, that's more likely to happen. But yeah, which I think is all the more fascinating when you find a show that's been going for a long time and it's still good. Like Bob's Burgers is still good, like weirdly. So yeah, it's more fascinating when you find a show that's been on forever and it's still really, really fun.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. My favorite trailer out of D23 was Willow. It just looks really fun and magical. Warwick looks like he's having the best time back in the role. How do you feel about this new series/sequel?
You know, I missed that trailer.
It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
I gotta watch the original again, because I don't think I've seen the original since I was a kid. I remember liking it. I love Warwick Davis. So giving him, I mean, not just this character back, but like a show, I'm really excited about. So yeah, I'll check it out after. I'll check this out on The Werewolf by Night as well.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Thor movie do you like more, the first film or Love and Thunder?
First film.
Really?
I like the world a little bit more. I like Chris Hemsworth a little bit more. Love and Thunder I would like, but it's just the humor. The humor just got so obnoxious, and in the first one, I don't know, the humor is still kind of on him when he goes to the human world, so it's okay. It's not all on like Kat Dennings or other characters or anything. So but yeah, it clearly has problems as well. Also, Asgard just never looked so good as in that first film. I mean, it still is breathtaking to look at.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what anime shows do you like? Me, I like Case Closed and Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. I like a lot of mech series, some of the Gundam, different Gundam series. I love Evangelion. Other stuff that is popular, I think I generally like Trigun, Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
Did you ever get into Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh yeah, I like Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I like that too.
Code Geass, yes, Ozzy. I like Code Geass. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. You know the live action... Okay, sorry, this is a paragraph. I'm going to take a breath. Let's go. You know the live action Little Mermaid is a shot for shot. This is my idea of a proper live action Little Mermaid. In my opinion, young Ursula, played by a full-figured black actress, gets seduced by a young Prince Trident who acts like Party Thor, but he soon meets a thin redhead mermaid who would be his queen, wins his heart, and gets him to mature. This would cascade Ursula into a fit of jealousy and rage. Call the movie Ursula. He can speak to body positivity / shaming, male toxicity, and growth.
Whew, well done. Actually, an Ursula movie does sound kind of interesting.
I think it does.
Because there is a backstory there. Because she says, oh, I used to be, on the throne of goddess, and now look at me withering away and stuff. It's like, yeah, what did happen?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'd be one of the few prequels I think would be interesting. But, Disney would muck it up. They screw it up. They're like, oh, she's really a hero deep down. It's like, oh, don't do that. Come on. But you're right. That's not a bad idea. I think you just need good writing for it and have it not be a Disney remake. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, have like a fan crew do it or something. But yeah, no, it's actually not a bad idea.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I always mess this up, so I'm going to try to remember how to pronounce it correctly this time. Is Jiggly a so bad it's good movie, or is it just a bad movie? I haven't seen all of it, but I love Al Pacino's part. You don't try to extort a federal effing prosecutor.
Gigli.
Darn it.
I say it.
Every time I feel like I doubt myself.
I found out, I still can't say it. The villain in Princess and the Frog, I always call him the Shadow Man because I cannot say his name. Dr. I always say Facilier, like it's spelled, it's like
Facilier.
I think it's Facilier.
Yeah.
Facilier, okay. Yeah, I'm getting better. But yeah, I can never say that name. I never saw all of it, and everybody tells me it's just a dull bad. It's just forgettable bad. They're like, walking's fun, but that's about it. It's just dumb bad. So that's always what I heard about it.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's a good idea. Doug recreates the torture scene from A Clockwork Orange, but the footage Doug has to watch is Norm of the North.
There you go. Yeah, actually, when I got LASIK, it was kind of like that. They had those things on my eye,
yeah,
stuff like that. So it doesn't hurt at all, by the way. Anyone that wants to go get it, but yeah, I'm surprised I never did that joke before. Like, no, I think I have, where it's like I played something where Alex is watching that. He's going, it's a sin. And it's a bad movie, but I can't remember what it was.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, will you ever do a Nostalgiaween review of the Chucky movies, since a lot of people, including myself, really love the killer doll?
I did. I think I did the first three. And yeah, it's funny. I like the character Chucky fine. I never got that into the movies. I get why they're popular. And I do kind of want to see that remake, the one where Mark Hamill is the doll, because I heard that was interesting. Like, they mix it up a bit. But yeah, I haven't seen any of the new stuff or the new show or anything like that. So yeah, I'd have to see it first.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Munsters or Addams Family? Also, thoughts on Tim Burton's upcoming Wednesday Addams project?
It looks good. Fingers crossed. But Addams Family all the way for me. And it isn't just because more than probably they're gonna have the better movies. I think just the shows in general. I think Addams Family is a little bit more up my alley. Yeah, but Munsters is fun. I mean, I'm not gonna act like, oh, this is lame and stupid. It's like, no, it's campy and cute. But yeah, for me, I think Addams Family always kind of had that dark edge to it, even when it was also being campy and cute. You know what I mean?
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Muppets Haunted Mansion? It's really cute, and I think it captures the spirit of the ride really well.
Not yet. I've had a few people say it's really good, and I think it's another one I have to push it off. I think until next year. I'll do a Disney December of it, but again, I think it's going to be next year. Just too many things getting in the way.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I said this on Awesome Comics and it almost killed Heather, so I want you to hear this, Doug. What if the new emotion introduced in Inside Out 2 was horny?
I mean, isn't that what the puberty button is essentially?
Why call it horny though? Call it desire. God damn it, Talkative Carl. Or that Disney nerd. Sorry, that Disney nerd. My bad. That Disney nerd.
I mean, I'm excited for whatever. I still like the idea of other emotions from other kids or people, like, like a pirate ship, like swinging aboard and taking over the other emotions. Because I feel like that's something that happens a lot at that age, is that you're very easily impressionable, and like somebody you kind of look up to, you'll sort of like let their emotions kind of take over yours. So I love if they do something like that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm looking forward to the Tales of the Jedi, but it would be great to cover things around/after the sequel trilogy. Personally, I think there's ground to cover there. What do you think?
I didn't see that trailer either. I saw a little thumbnail for it. But I haven't even seen was it Resistance? Is that another one of those shows? Like, I never saw that.
Oh,
so
I haven't either.
So it's one of those, I think it's going to be like all these other shows. It's like, I'll wait and see what people say.
For Tales of the Jedi? I think it looks awesome.
Okay. Is it? Okay, maybe I will check out the trailer.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Yeah, it's 6 shorts made by the same people who did Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a new like series or something.
No, it's just 6 shorts made by the same people who did Clone Wars, and it's tells some more stories with like Ahsoka and Anakin and like Mace Windu, and so it looks really cool.
Okay, that sounds pretty. Actually, what's it called again? I'll look up.
Tales of the Jedi.
I'll look that up because that does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, it's only 6 shorts. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. You guys gonna be okay with Farad Muhammad not being a part of the Channel Awesome team? Also, who's going to make the intros from here on out?
He'll always be a part of the team just because he's in California, and he has said he is still going to do the intros even when he's in California. So yeah, he's always going to be a part of us, man.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What has been your favorite episode of Harley Quinn Season 3 so far? For me, it's the one where Joker runs for mayor. Not only is Alan Tudyk hilarious as always as the Joker, but Andy Daly, honestly just stole the episode as Two-Face.
Yeah, and what made it work really was his acting, because he's just saying regular lines that like a stay-at-home dad or a politician entering this world would say, but he's doing it in the Joker voice, and that just makes all those lines suddenly funny. Just like, why did you get a D-? I thought we went over math. I mean, it's like, just the fact he has that voice talking to his kid is so funny. Yeah, I remember the first one really made me laugh, where I think Harley's introducing sort of like the Eden idea and stuff like that, and they're just going on like just like a binge where they're just pulling off like all these crimes. And well, I guess a joke that maybe aged great or didn't age great, where they kidnapped the queen and then pushed her out and she dies. So maybe that one didn't age so great anymore. But yeah, I remember that episode being very, very funny.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Will Ferrell? Fave Will Ferrell movie. Also, have you seen The D Train? It's a Jack Black movie that's darker than his usual roles.
No, I never even heard of that one. I'll look that one up. I like him fine. I get people who don't. I guess I've never heard of this movie. Okay. I guess I have a soft spot for people that just go so over the top and throw everything at you, because it is a little bit more risky, because if it doesn't work, man, do you look like an asshole. That's why I like when I see like Melissa McCarthy or Chris Farley or Ben Stiller or like even like Carrot Top doing this stuff. It's like, even if it doesn't work, I'm like, oh, I still admire you, man, because it takes a lot to throw all of yourself into a performance. And if it's just not edited right, directed right, or even if you don't get the proper tone, it's like, oh, that's major egg on your face. So yeah, I have a soft spot for him, but I'm not gonna act like I like everything he's in. In terms of favorite movie, it's got to be either Blades of Glory or Talladega Nights. Both of those just make me laugh so hard. I have no interest in ice skating or NASCAR driving, and that, I think that shows how funny those movies are. It won me over, even though I know like nothing about them.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. One question, can we all agree Luke Evans is a good choice for Doctor Doom?
Yeah, I say that like I know a lot about Doctor Doom. I don't. I've only read a few comics and I've seen him in like the cartoons and movies and stuff, and that makes me an expert. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I think it is, but I'm not positive.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I'm skeptical about the Disney remakes, but the Little Mermaid teaser made me tear up. Halle Bailey sounded beautiful. I'm glad they cast someone who can actually sing, and I hope that it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine because I did a little trailer reaction. That out of all like the trailer reactions, that has the most. It's the one where I say the least because it's like, well, what can I comment on? It's like the underwater world looks cool. I like the way the tail looks with kind of the extra fins and the little reflective colors and everything. Her voice sounds very nice, but I got like nothing else to go off of with it. So yeah, as always, I'm hopeful, but the track record's not that great. So we'll see.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I know your brother and Walter are working on a fanscription project, so please tell them what Skinner said to Linguini and Ratatouille. Please, take all the time you need.
Well, they have. That's the issue. No, that's not true. Both of them have encountered like some health issues over the past few months too. So it is, even though they are working their asses off, and this is clearly their longest one, they're going to split it up into a couple parts. Part of the delay was that they both had like separate different health issues over this year, which prolonged a lot. But I've seen like bits and pieces of what they put together here, and it is definitely their most ambitious. I mean, they're just pulling out like all the stops within everything. So yeah, I think it's worth the wait. I think it's definitely worth the wait.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which villain would you want to fight the most in a potential Kingdom Hearts game? Thanos, Emperor Palpatine, or Judge Doom?
Oh, Doom! Oh my God! Because Palpatine, he's gonna do. He's gonna do the lightning. Thanos, use kind of the gauntlet to use some of those moves. It's like Judge Doom. Fuck, man, he can bounce around. He can get a saw. His eyes can come out and throw daggers at you, and say you can make up all sorts of crazy shit that you want. So yeah, definitely Judge Doom.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what's the most heartwarming episode in an anime that brought you to tears? I remember an old Pokemon episode where Ash was in a snowy cave and all his Pokemon came out of their Pokeballs to keep him from freezing to death. Oh. Gosh, I'm so bad at remembering specific episodes, but I will say the most I remember recently crying at an anime is the movie Your Name. I was ugly crying during Your Name. Bubble Nugget, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you ever consider reviewing Killer Clowns from Outer Space for a nostalgia ween? It's one of my favorite horror B movies and would just love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it.
I mean, it's fun. I like it. And I do get asked that a lot. I think that should be reviewed by someone who's like a super fan because it has such a cult following, and rightfully so. And I like that movie, but I know there's people that like can go into the history of it and like the designs of those clowns and stuff like that. And I'm not into it enough to like really jump into it that way. So probably not, even though I do really enjoy it.
Prime over 9000, thank you for the 50 bits. Just like the Shrek and Kung Fu Panda movies, on November, can you do the Fast and the Furious movies since it's in the month that's all about family?
I've only seen a handful, and I like some of them fine, but I don't have a passion for them, and I would really have to sit down and really take my time to watch them all. And like I said, I'm just about caught up with the Disney Decembers, so it's like I'm still catching up on those. So probably not. Maybe one day I should, because I do hear like they just get so silly. And the last one, they go to space, right? So one of these days I should just sit down and watch them all.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Song recommendation, Heiress of Valencia by Dune.
All right, try to check that out.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Bambi, the live-action remake, narrated by Doug Walker. This is the part where Bambi's mom fucking dies!
Stop crying, it's funny! You ever see that rock sketch? It's hilarious! Shut up!
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, aren't you excited for Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 to be coming to the Switch next year? I've been hoping they bring the Stadium games back, but Nintendo might as well get them all while they're at it. I'm so excited that Pokemon Stadium is coming to the Switch. I'm very excited, very hyped. Let's go. Stadium, GoldenEye. Yes. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, Heather, what are your favorite Futurama episodes? I know it's stereotypical, but the dog episode.
I mean, it's honestly the ones that most people like. I like the one where Bender is God. He gets a little asteroid stuck on him, and he's floating through space. I actually really like the last episode. I thought that was a good way to finish it off, but also maybe keep it going. It's one of the few times where I'm like, I'd be satisfied with either if they kept going after this or if they just stop. Either one would be satisfactory. And that's very rare for me for a show to do half and half. It could go either way and I'd be satisfied with either one.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. The only saving grace of Jurassic World for the past few years was the Netflix series Camp Cretaceous. Set between the first two Jurassic World films, centered around a group of kids being a part of a prototype camp for the park before being stranded on the island after the Indominus Rex attacks.
I think I heard some people on here say that was pretty good. That's another show sadly I'm not going to have time to watch, but I think I have heard other people say it's pretty good.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. Just watched the trailer for the new sequel game Cobra Kai 2 Dojo's Rising. Looking forward to playing it. Also loved season 5. Doug, have you started it yet?
Yeah, I just finished episode 3. So far, I'm loving it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm someone that definitely says I like the show, but it's had some real ups and downs. I feel like this one just out of the gate seems to have really found like its niche. So yeah, I'm digging it.
Prime over 9000, thank you for the 50 bits. After Birth by Sleep, is Spider-Man Miles Morales next? I don't think we know yet.
Yeah, I think I was writing down a few games, but I don't know exactly. I'll say this: if we're still in this year, it'll be a short game that I play, like probably one we can do in a stream. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but after that, like the next long game, yeah, I'm not sure yet.
The Hard-Boiled One, thank you for the 100 bits. If you were to create a tier list with both the live-action remakes and DTV sequels, which side do you think would dominate the top and bottom halves of the tier, and which movies do you think would hit the bottom?
You mean like Disney, like DTV movies? Are you talking about direct to DVD movies? Is that what they mean?
I don't know. They said DTV. I don't know if that means Disney Channel original movies or direct to video. Maybe that's what that's what DTV stands for?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I hear DTV. I still think the old music videos that Disney used to put out to Disney Animation. I guess in terms of what would I rather watch, I mean, maybe the direct-to-video ones just because most of them are animated and I like watching animation, even bad animation. So maybe that?
They're asking which would be at the bottom of a tier list.
Like which
one would be the worst?
Okay, probably Belle's Magical World and Mulan 2. Those are really bad. And then like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast for the live action remakes, I guess.
Oh yeah, they clarified direct to video. So yeah,
okay,
the
gotcha.
direct to video, great.
Okay, that does make sense. DTV. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. One episode for Dark Toons I recommend is the SpongeBob episode Born Again Krabs. It's where Mr. Krabs literally dies from eating a moldy patty that he tried to sell and is sent to Davy Jones' locker after failing to get a second chance. By being generous, he trades SpongeBob's soul for 62 cents. Instead, the latter stands up for him.
I can't remember if I saw that one or not. I remember hearing about it. I either saw it and didn't think it was dark enough, or I have it on the list and haven't gotten to it yet. So yeah, maybe I'll get to it.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Last bits, people keep wanting Monroe to visit Wakanda, but her only connection to the country is being killed off, so there's no reason for her to go there.
I'm trying. Which character's Monroe? I'm forgetting.
I'm the worst, and I also am not positive.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the history again, man. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
And I'm assuming, excuse me, I'm assuming from a Black Panther, right?
Well, they said to visit Wakanda, so I'm assuming that person has never visited Wakanda. So, sorry. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you know in Swahili the name Scar translates to garbage? So in the Lion King prequel, which should have just been called Mufasa, the father literally names his kids King and Garbage.
What's that Seinfeld bit? If you call your kid Jeez, isn't that just pretty much predetermining what his occupation's going to be? I think it's, yeah, kind of similar.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Funny how you said someone tried to clap in your theater during Dominion, because at mine there was one person who was having the time of his life throughout the whole thing. Good
That
for
was like
him,
me.
man.
I mean, yeah, I will say, when I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, there were two guys next to me. Again, good for them. I'm glad they're enjoying it. Christ, could they enjoy it a little softer? Every joke is like, like that. I'm like, oh, Jesus, guy.
Oh, they were talking about Oro Monroe, Storm from X-Men.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, we don't even have the X-Men set up yet, or maybe that's the idea. Like, that's the introduction of Storm, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I like Storm, but I don't know a ton about her past, so I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Prime Over 9000, thank you for the 50 bits. Can you give us a clue for the next theme month?
Theme month. I mean, we've just said it over and over, so I might as well tell you. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Dr. Sushi, thank you for the 69 bits. No message. Appreciate that. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, you should consider arranging to appear on an episode of Whose Line. My favorite person on it would be Greg Proops.
Oh, he's fun, yeah. I'm not going out of my way for that. Just being a YouTuber is more than enough work and more than enough satisfaction. I let the Whose Line people do the Whose Line stuff.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Indiana Jones character is more annoying for you? Kate Capshaw as Willie or Shia LaBeouf as Mutt Williams?
Oh, Willie. Yeah, at least Mutt Williams is quiet. Willie's just so loud and screaming, and I can at least remember her annoying lines ringing in my ears as I'll remember a line from Mutt Williams.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on these trailers? Amsterdam, The Fablemans, Babylon.
Fablemans looks interesting because it's Spielberg, and that's clearly his childhood. What was the first one?
Amsterdam?
I think I saw a little bit of it. It just looks like another quirky crime comedy. That's one where it's like, I'll wait until I hear what the reviews are. You know what I mean? Before I check it out. And the other one I didn't see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it true that The Odd Life of Timothy Green inspired you to return to the NC?
Yeah, I saw it on a plane coming back from I had a convention in France, and we were flying. It's a long flight, and both my wife and I were like, well, that movie looked good. Let's give it a chance. We put on the headphones, and we were just laughing how terrible it was. And just all these ideas kept coming back to me, and different ways of talking about it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of getting that second wind again.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What children's book do you think can be a good movie that hasn't been adapted yet? Hop on Pop could be interesting. I think it'd be cool if there was like a full... Well, no, I don't know about that. Never mind.
Oh, now I gotta know. What were you gonna say?
Well, there might have already been one. A full feature-length Little Prince. I've seen some Little Prince shorts that are really good.
There's one on Netflix, but it kind of cheats. They tell the story, but it's like a little girl reading it, and she's going through like her own story, and by doing that, they changed the ending in a way that really pissed me off. So
well, glad I
didn't think it was
it.
that great. But they do something cool where the scenes with the girl are CG, and then when they're actually reading the story of the Little Prince, it's stop motion. Like, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't do much for me. So yeah, actually, I think that's a good idea. Well, no, and you're right. They did do a version of Little Prince live action years ago, I think, in the 70s or early 80s.
That's what I was like, it's probably been done.
It's as trippy as you would think, but I'd love to see an updated version along those lines, because, I mean, that movie has problems too, but I'm like, yeah, that captured more of the spirit and the feel and the trippiness of it that I feel like the more recent versions have. And it's an excellent book.
Yeah. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Recommendation for Dark Toons, the SpongeBob episode, One Course Meal. The episode revolves around Plankton being scared of Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl. Mr. Krabs actually dresses up as her to scare him. Plankton even has a pretty scary nightmare about him getting eaten, and he lays down on the road and waits for a bus to come and run him over.
All right, might check that out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Why is it every time someone cheers 69 bits, a picture of someone winking appears? By the way, who is that guy anyway? I don't quite remember his name. It's Malcolm. It's Malcolm, and that Malcolm. Picture comes up because that's the GIF that goes along with that sound. It's from Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman review. It's just
Don't
Malcolm.
ask us to explain what 69 means, though. You can find that out on your own online.
But
There'll
don't
be
just Google it.
plenty of examples.
It's a sex thing, okay?
Use your imagination. You'll figure it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen the Boondocks episode where MLK comes back to life? I love when he's making a speech and goes, "Black entertainment television is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life."
No, I think I saw the first season and like a little bit of the second. That's another one of those. It's kind of like Venture Brothers, where somewhere I just lost track of it, and it's like, shit, yeah, I should watch that because I was enjoying it. I mean, that's another one where it's just so unapologetically raw. Like, holy shit, there is no filter whatsoever, and I kind of have a strange admiration for that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I was born in the year of the horse. What are your Chinese zodiac signs, both of you? I'm a rabbit.
I think I'm a rat. It's either a rat or a cock, because both make me laugh.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What improvements do you hope to see in the next Kingdom Hearts game?
I mean, for me, it's all about seeing the different worlds. The character stuff, I always think is fine, though I understand why people like get tired of it. It's too complicated and really like disjointed. I understand that. To me, that's part of the quirky fun. It's kind of like making fun of a comic book series because there's too much going on. Like, yeah, that's kind of part of it. Or even Cobra Kai, we were talking about, like, it's too corny. It's like, well, yeah, that's a part of it. It doesn't do that in a fun way, an effective way, in a way that is representative of what's fun about this series. So for me, it's all about the different worlds. And when somebody brought up Judge Doom, like a Roger Rabbit world would be cool because you can do the CG, but then, like, I don't know, I don't think they would because it'd be too expensive. But then, like, do a hand drawn, so like they're kind of flat. Like Roger Rabbit might be following you, but he's actually hand drawn, like walking around these 3D characters. Like that would be fun.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Disney henchman do you like more, Iago from Aladdin or the hyenas from The Lion King?
Oh, Iago, come on, Gilbert Gottfried. He has more funny lines too. Like it's a little bit more quotable, but the hyenas are fun.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, I watched the Malcolm in the Middle pilot again, and apparently the last names were supposed to be Wilkerson. You can see it on the name tag that Francis wears when he calls home, but they dropped the last name from episode 2 onwards.
Oh, no shit. Okay. Huh. All right. What's almost a perfect joke?
Sailor Aaron looked it up. You are the year of the rooster, Doug.
Okay. So, I'm a cock.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Please consider a Toy Story month.
Maybe. Yeah, because there's 4. Well, there's usually 5. But then again, there's always, like, spin-offs and shorts that they do. So, yeah, that'd be a bad idea.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you prefer movies turned into musicals or musicals turned into movies? You know what? More recently, movies turned into musicals. Because, man, Mean Girls the musical is fun. I've only heard the music from, like, the Beetlejuice musical, but it looks awesome. Lion King is good. Anastasia, I heard, is fantastic.
well, Lion King and Anastasia are already musicals, but yeah, they redid them. You're right. I saw. I guess this counts too because it's not technically a musical. Sister Act. They did as a stage musical and was really fun. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's more possibilities for it. You can sort of like expand the world and add music than if you go to film. Even though I like seeing what they do, if they're making like a Wicked movie, I'm curious to see that. But they're gonna have to change up a lot and probably take away quite a bit too. That's always a shame when you do Broadway or a stage show. There is a sense you can kind of add more and play around with it a little bit more. So yeah, I think I'm with you.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. You know what could be fun, Doug? That you and the NC crew do a D23 E3 style video once a year teasing future projects. Jim teases new costumes for future reviews. Walter announces new Batman project, and Heather talks about her breathtaking new games she's streaming for next year, hosted by Tamara Chambers.
Oh, well, thank you so much. On my end, half the time, like I do have some side stuff I'm working on, but in terms of side stuff, I'm not the best with deadlines. I'm good with like the main, like Dark Toons, Nostalgia Critic, Untitled Review Show and stuff. But in terms of things I'm just doing kind of on the side for fun that I'll release, like I'm not the best at keeping schedules for that. So that'd be a dumb idea. And a lot of times, even for the NCs, it's just like, what am I in the mood to review this week? I don't always have it like planned out, like months in advance.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Earlier today, Alan Tsai posted a poll between Monsters Inc. and Soul, and Monsters Inc. achieved 91%. What do you two think? I would choose Soul.
Of what? Best or
between?
favorite,
Yeah, I believe the between the two of them.
Oh, Soul, hands down. Oh my god. I mean, I guess I'm in the minority. I just barely liked Monsters Inc. I'm like, it's all right. I don't know, but against Soul, really? Like that's surprising. But a lot of people grew up with Soul, so maybe it's not that surprising. Not Soul, Monsters Inc. So maybe that's not surprising.
We're gonna have to pick up the pace. We're 45 minutes behind. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. What if Beavis and Butthead watched anime of today? How would that play out?
Wow. Look at the boobies on that one. Yeah. She's like, I don't know.
Bubble Nugget, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Guillermo del Toro movie?
What, Nightmare Alley? Was that the name?
Oh, I
Nightmare
still
Road?
Seen it.
Oh god, I mean, like, easily my favorite.
Darn. Okay, I gotta watch it.
But I don't know. I might be a minority on that one because a lot of people like it. I don't think it's their favorites, but yeah, that one I'm just like, oh, mwah. Like even when you can start to put together where it's going, you're kind of excited for it to go that direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Briefin, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you going to review Carpool? It stars Tom Arnold, enough said.
I remember seeing the trailer for that. Oh, it looked bad. Probably not. I don't think enough people remember it, and because of the YouTube algorithm and stuff, it's like we do need to do stuff that like people are more likely to click on.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I didn't like Pinocchio 2020 or 2022, but it would have been better if they added skitty.
skitty. I mean, between the two, I probably would watch the Pauly Shore one more. Prefer watching that.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. How are you enjoying X-Men so far? Do you think maybe the reason you're getting into Cyclops more is that now that the Wolverine origins is in the same, while most everyone else are teens, that they can't do the whole love triangle between Jean that defines Scott's character for most people?
I mean, that's fair, but there's a ton of love triangles in this, but it works because it's done kind of like teens do it. Like, it's not if somebody's in love with that girl, it's like, well, I'm gonna obsess over getting her. It's like, okay, I'll what's she up to? Like they kind of move on, and I really like that. So I even have a hard time remembering who's in love with who, except for Cyclops and Jean, obviously. But I like that one might be into another, and then like if they go somebody else, it's like, okay, well, what's she up to? Because that's very realistic. I find it really does capture that teen angst very well. And like I said, it's taking characters I never care much about. I don't care about Cyclops. I don't care much about Jean, but I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen to them? Or, oh wow, I really learned a lot. That's really interesting. So I'm really digging it. It's surprisingly really, really winning me over. I'm shocked how much I'm enjoying it.
Alan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, we talked a little bit about this on Awesome Comics, but I wanted to ask you, would you think a live-action Disney Gargoyles movie could work?
If Jordan Peele does it, yeah. I guess there's rumors about that. Man, I want to see it happen. I'm so down. I am so down for that.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Also, speaking on next shows, you should probably not do Owl House yet, with the whole cut down season 3 not yet having aired.
Oh, okay.
It comes out, people were saying October 15th.
But this October 15th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so it might still be going by, like, when I start next year. I see. All right, I'll probably do the monkey one.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 145 bits. Okay, Doug, please watch The Last Unicorn sometime before this year is up. It's one of Rankin Bass's best, plus it's 40 years old. Also, will you review Anastasia this year, like in November for its 25th anniversary?
Yeah.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. So did you watch any other episodes of Courage or SpongeBob outside of the ones that you reviewed for Dark Toons?
Like just one or two. SpongeBob, I think probably more. And then, yeah, I haven't seen that much Courage. So outside of what I've done for Dark Toons, but even those were pretty good.
Tyranno, thank you for the 50 bits. What we need are worlds based on Doug's favorite Disney movies, such as Cheetah Girls, Home on the Range, Mulan 2, Planes, just all the classics.
I mean, Mulan 2 would just be, Mulan. I mean, it's almost the same backgrounds and everything, so that wouldn't be too Crazy. And actually, Planes would be a fun one to play, actually, in my opinion. That could be the new Gummy shows.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who is your favorite villain from The Lord of the Rings? For me, it's Denethor. He's so over the top that it's hilarious, and he also does an amazing job at making the audience hate him, though maybe I'm a bit biased after I just met him at a con, and he was one of the nicest celebs I've ever gotten to meet still, though he's definitely one of the most entertaining villains.
Yeah, I agree with my brother where it's like I would have had him scale back a little bit. He was a little too one note. I love it when Pippin's like swearing his allegiance to him and he's getting some of the words right. He just has a little smile. Like, it's okay. It's all right. Like, he seemed really human there. I want a touch more of that. But he is good. He is a good villain. I think Christopher Lee is Saruman. Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who is the funniest character from the National Lampoon's Vacation movies for you? For me, it's William Hickey as Uncle Lewis in Christmas Vacation.
That's pretty damn good. I have a soft spot for Eddie's wife. I don't know why. She's just always so chipper and kind of goes along with everything and kind of knows things are bad, but gosh darn it, always has hope. Like, I don't know. I like that character. She was Taz's mom in Tasmania, so yeah, I just love that kind of chipperness.
Mum Raw, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for both of you. What has been your favorite moment and funniest scene from Cobra Kai Season 5 that isn't a plot spoiler for those who haven't seen it all yet? I mean, we both haven't seen it all yet either.
Yeah, the one I just saw, again, took what I thought was going to be a bad joke and made it really funny. The furniture store owner, I guess I shouldn't go into more than that, but then when the other guy with Daniel comes in and kicks his ass, and then there's kind of this short little fight, and then the after effects of that, all of that was really funny, and I thought that was going to be the worst joke in the whole thing, and they really, really made it pretty funny.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever read or seen The Outsiders, and would you do a review on it? My 7th graders used to read The Outsiders.
Is there like a show or a movie or something
There's a movie
coming out about it?
Oh, I don't know about recently, but there is a movie.
Okay. Oh, I don't even think I've heard of this. Okay. Oh, looks neat. I will check it out. Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola. Wow. Okay, I'll check it out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What books, would you recommend for cinematic adaptation?
I mean, most of them got made.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this counts because I think it's technically a play, but like a really good, interesting take on Waiting for Godot would be interesting. I don't know how you do it, but like I feel like there's a way you could do it that could be like really interesting and unique and surreal, but I'm not smart enough to know how to do it.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. I didn't follow much of D23, but the Muppet Christmas Carol 30th anniversary celebration got me more than a little emotional. That movie is a masterpiece, especially for it being their first big project without Jim Henson.
Yeah, I like it. Man, isn't that some 30 years? Holy shit. Yeah, crazy.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever seen the YouTube video Tim Curry holds back laughter for 3 minutes in Red Alert 3? It's Tim Curry half-assing a Russian accent, comedy gold.
We played those games, particularly Rob. He played all the Command & Conquer games. And I would usually look over his shoulder and see all the fun scenes in between the acting and stuff. So yeah, that stuff's great. Spaz!
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Do you think you'll review it for Freak Show Cinema?
Okay, Freak Show Cinema is actually not a bad idea. That might be an interesting one to do it for. Maybe I'll do that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Professor Walker, we know your age is surpassed only by your wisdom as a history professor. What were video games like before the internet?
So much better. I mean, there's kind of a dark age I associate with and everybody disagrees when Nintendo 64 came out. And I just don't think the games are that much fun now. I don't think they were very much fun back then, and they all tried to do that style. But then, like around the time of the GameCube and the other systems, they got a little better. With some exceptions, GoldenEye's phenomenal. I still love the hell out of the game. But yeah, but everything before then, I think was still pretty solid. Most of the game systems were good and everything. There's just kind of that clunky time. But that's my personal take. Everyone's gonna have a different take.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever seen the 1994 cult film Clerks? And its spin-off characters, Jay and Silent Bob, and their movies. Would you ever do an NC on them? They are the ultimate slacker films.
Oh, I love Clerks, yeah. I I don't know what I could add to it that everybody else hasn't already added. I guess the third one's supposed to be good because I didn't like the second one that much, but the third one's supposed to be really, really solid. So, okay, I guess I'm looking forward to seeing that now.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I'm a die-hard Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fan. You definitely have good taste. Thank you. Appreciate that. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 50 bits. I've been taking a U.S. history class at community college lately. I've also been reading a few Native American myths. One that stuck out to me the most is about a wife who instructs her husband to slay her and spread her body across a plot of land to make crops grow for their children. It's real profound stuff. Would probably make for some provocative but insightful films.
Oh, sounds like an upper. Yeah, no, there's a lot of great myths from a lot of cultures that I agree. It would be great compilations, especially.
Kevin or Geesh Gamer, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. When you reviewed Double Dragon, you mentioned how the people who made this movie should have focused more on storytelling. Tell us, what are the rules of storytelling?
Well, you get a story, you tell it. I think the rest explains itself.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you collaborate with Corey Taylor often, does that mean you listen to Slipknot? If so, what do you think of We Are Not Your Kind? Nero Forte goes harder than vibranium.
Yeah, no, I have a terrible confession. I have not had a chance to hear the whole thing.
Really? Of that album?
I know. I know it's terrible because it's like several years
I
old
went
now.
to that concert with you, Doug.
I know, but I mean, did they play all of it?
No, I don't think they played all of it.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was
No.
like, oh, maybe I did. I didn't know it. But no. I mean, it's like how I don't know with that kind of music. Like, how can you even describe it? You either just get into it and you bob your head to it, or you don't. And I do with Slipknot. There's. And I don't know. With that kind of metal, it's hard to explain what works for me and what doesn't, because I've had people recommend stuff that sounds similar and it doesn't grab me. But there's just, I don't know, there's some sort of epic beat in this, some sort of way that they do it that just sucks me in and I get the adrenaline up and everything. And then other times, like from other bands, it'll just sound like noise. Like, oh, it just won't sound like anything. So I don't know what the secret is. I don't know what the magic formula is, but what I've heard of the album, which I really should goddamn finish, was really, really good.
Tulip fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What would you say is the best way to do gross out humor in comedies? Sometimes it's just gross like the semen scene in Scary Movie, but sometimes it's hilarious. How do you balance it?
For me, it's more about incorporating any kind of pain or suffering. I always say the toilet scene in Dumb and Dumber with Jeff Daniels just throwing his legs up. You hear that explosion coming out of him. Works because it's exaggerated and it looks like he's both having this amazing release and this amazing pain happening at the same time. And there is a relatability to holding something in and letting it go, but just, hopefully not that cartoony in real life. So, yeah, I guess those elements.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you considered Courage in the Big Stinkin' City for Dark Toons?
Is that, wait, oh, for some reason I heard Clifford. I'm like, what?
No, Courage.
Courage. Yeah, very different. I don't think I've seen that one, so I will try to check it out.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. The director for Brave Little Toaster has a YouTube channel, and on it he uploads some incredibly charming rough sketch demo scenes. One of my faves involves the master's girlfriend being playful with him. Have you seen them before, Doug?
No, and I love seeing scenes like that, especially from hand-drawn movies. So I'll try to check that out. That's really cool.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Star Wars and Ahsoka, the Ahsoka series has just cast their live-action Ezra Bridger, Iman Esfandi, and he's picture perfect for the character. I know, I'm so excited, Honest Reviewer. Let's go.
I'm excited to see where what they do with that, because that was a cliffhanger where I did go, yeah, I want to know what's gonna happen. What happened? What's next? What's the where'd he go? I'm down for all that.
The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. Fanscription actually inspired me to start writing stuff, and it eventually led me to write the entire DC Cinematic Universe, and I'm currently writing Phase 3 of.
Oh, cool. Good luck, man.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Little Shop of Horrors review for Nostalgiaween.
That's another one. I really like that movie. I don't think I could bring too much new to it. I even talked about the ending in one of the alternate ending in one of the top 11 lists. So I like it. I don't think I could do that much different with it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What's up with the live-action Cowboy Bebop? It looks like Seinfeld. What's the deal with bounty hunters? Or bounty hunting? I'm sorry, I can't do a Seinfeld.
Oh no, that's pretty good. I admire its attempt because you can tell they're fans. You can tell they do understand the material and they want to mix it up a bit. I just don't think they knew how to do it. And I legit feel for them because you can see the money, you can see the effort. I just don't think they knew how to pull it off.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Are You Afraid of the Dark or the Goosebumps TV show? I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark.
I always thought it was okay. I have this real nitpick thing where I'm like, well, it doesn't scare me, so it's not good. It's like, it doesn't always have to be scary. It can be creative. It can be all this other stuff. Goosebumps is so bad. I love the shit out of it. It is just so insane and goofy and laugh. There's a killer sponge in an episode. How can you not love that? But Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think I probably have to watch again to see if I enjoy it because it's been literally since I've been a kid since I've seen it.
Ansem, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, have either of you seen any of the old Barbie movies? If so, what are your thoughts? I watched some when I was a kid, but I haven't revisited them, so I remember not even being particularly interested in them when I was a kid, so I can't imagine they would pique my interest now.
No, they're made for adults, Heather. Don't you know this? It's like Pixar. They just hit the adults right in the head.
Tyranno, thank you for the 50 bits. I haven't seen Dominion yet, but, excuse me, I remember liking Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom when I saw it, and my reasons are super childish. I think the dinosaurs are cool. Please don't hate me.
If you like it, please. I mean, I'll say it. If you just liked them for the dinosaurs, you might like Dominion because the dinosaurs are given kind of fun designs. Like some are furry, some have feathers and stuff like that. And so you might like it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Doug, will you review A League of Their Own or Disney's Aladdin, 1992, this year for Nostalgia Critic reviews? They're both turning 30 years old this year.
Man, I can't remember when those came out, man. That's so weird. Yeah, I guess I could find stuff to say about both, but there's so many other movies I kind of want to review and talk about. So probably not, but they're both great films.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. In Big Hero 6, there's a device called an energy amplifier, which supposedly can exponentially increase the output of any power source, but they never specified by what number. I would guess 1 billion. The question is, what would either of you do with it?
I mean, God, I haven't seen that movie since it came out. I can't remember exactly what it does. It just magnifies energy. I don't know. Make me smarter? Think of a better answer? I don't know.
I feel like I would use it to replace some other not so green power sources. Maybe replace some other power sources in the US and then start branching out and powering the world.
There you
go. T. Do Frez, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear about Brendan Fraser comeback story with his new movie, The Whale?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's so funny. I've heard so much buildup about it. I haven't seen one clip. I know what it's about. I know the play, but I have not seen one clip, one picture of him, one anything. And
really?
everybody's like, oh, it's already like best film of the year and his best performance, best everything. And it's like, I haven't seen anything from it.
I've seen pictures.
Okay. But then again, they'll just be all the more surprising, I guess.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. My sister busted out her keyboard on Monday. I spent all day trying to do Intermission from the album Enema by Tool. Still can't pull it off. We'll keep trying. Practice makes perfect. Good luck. Nivaler, thank you for the 50 bits. No message, just the bits. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, will you watch Disney's Remember the Titan or Disney's The Kid for Disney-cember this year? I recommend either or. If you have seen them, your thoughts.
I have them on the list for next year because I had too many other things this year. But yeah, I do want to see them.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. If you ask me, Doug, Large Marge is way scarier than Pazuzu from Exorcist from Exorcist for 2 reasons. One, it's a kids movie. Who on earth is expecting that in a kids movie? And 2, Pazuzu looks absolutely hilarious if you add the caption, "Booty had me like."
I mean, I don't know, hot take, Exorcist is scarier than Pee-wee, but still, I guess where you're coming from with that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Elite Gamer, tie that to an arc reactor. We could power the whole world with that much power. Truly, you could. That's what I'm saying. Power the world, okay? FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Death of Stalin?
No, why does that sound familiar?
I think someone has asked about it before.
Yeah, I think was it like an anime film, I think? Maybe, or am I thinking of something else? Or was this like a comedy or something? No, God, this isn't ringing a bell at all. I'm sorry. I will try to check it out.
Oh, Nevaler said my message didn't come through, question mark. Okay, so they did have a question with their 50 bits. Was asking about your opinion on prehistoric planets, speaking of dinosaurs.
No, I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, sorry.
Cypher, thank you for the 50 bits. Bugs Bunny shouldn't know what a joint is.
He either shouldn't know what it is or know everything about it. It has to be one or the other.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. One of my favorite segments from Conan O'Brien is one cooking segment with Gordon Ramsay and Norm Macdonald. Gordon's trying to be concise, but Norm just derails the whole thing as little motion as possible. Funny enough, Gordon and Norm were probably besties after that remote.
I don't think I saw that one. That sounds like fun. I gotta check that out.
Bad Motivations, thank you for that 30-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm a Sagittarius. What of you two? I'm a Virgo.
Are we talking about like Scorpio and stuff like that?
Yeah, the zodiac sign.
Yeah, I'm Scorpio, yeah.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Rogue from X-Men Evolution is what movie Rogue wanted to be.
I agree. I think they really can't. That's another thing that really won me over. I'm like, oh man, I know it's like early Rogue, but she can't fly. She doesn't have the strength. But it's like, I forget. Just her taking other people's powers is enough, and then she gets like their memories too. Like that's like really cool stuff. And I feel like they haven't even touched on the whole thing about her like not being able to touch anything. That was always like a big Rogue thing, but it's like just everything she has now. It's really interesting. So yeah, like I said, I'm really impressed with the angle they've taken on the show.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Christopher Walken quote would make for his most fitting epitaph? I think a firm shoe-in would have to be, "Was that horse? Finish! I won't eat it!" Ah! I can't do a Walken, I'm sorry.
Or just from Sleepy Hollow, just him going, "Ha!" like that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll check out the third X-Men cartoon, Wolverine, and the X-Men for the next Disney-cember? It's only one season and honestly amazing. Steve Blum might just be the best voice for Wolverine.
Oh, shit. Because originally I was like, I don't know, because that just seems pandering. Wolverine and the X-Men, but Steve Blum voices him? Shit. Now I may have to. We'll see.
Exile, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there a chance that Douchey McNitpick will make a return, and would you do a review of Bright?
Probably not. Bright I've never seen. It don't have that much interest. And Douchey coming back, no, because he was very annoying to voice, and I hated wearing the wig. And honestly, I don't know if I could do that voice now. My voice has changed a little bit over the years. I think too much screaming, so I don't even know if I could get that voice again.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Courage the Cowardly Dog episode for Dark Toons has been your favorite?
I guess I do think of that. The mask one was kind of provocative a little bit. I'm just like, wow, like this is just going in so many areas I did not think it would go, and it was so uncomfortable, at the same time. But in terms of favorite, like which one kind of made me laugh the most, maybe that Freaky Fred one. That was pretty funny.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite decade of film? Mine would have to be the 70s. Least favorite, late 90s to early 2000s.
I mean, I agree with you on least favorite. Favorite? I don't know. I'd almost have to go to like the early days, sort of the black and white days when it was first being discovered, like, Trip to the Moon and stuff like that. Because I would just see something like that back in the day and just think like, oh my God, imagine what the future of this could be. You know what I mean? So just the possibilities of it.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Yesterday in one of my film classes, they showed us a clip of The Dark Knight. The whole class laughed when we got to the part where one gang member asks, "You think you can steal from us and then walk away?" And the Joker simply replies, "Yeah." It's not often you hear the Joker say something in such a deadpan manner.
Yeah, and it's such a simple, and you know the line is coming. That's why I'm always amazed. I laugh at it because I know it's coming, and then just the way he says it's just the perfect delivery. Yeah, no, it was very, very funny, and our audience always laughed whenever we saw it.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I remember last week you mentioned that you weren't a fan of the movie Broken Flowers. I'm curious to know why. I personally really enjoyed it.
That guy's films, that director, I'm not that big a fan of. He seems like a guy who just like sit down with a cigarette and coffee and say, "Let me tell you why life sucks, man, and this is why my movie is the perfect representation of it." I always get that from his films. Like, there's no joy in his films, and then the depressing stuff doesn't seem that clever. But maybe I just haven't seen the right film of his. I always forget the guy's name, but he looks exactly how you would imagine this director would look, like the spiky white hair, the black suit. Just, he's usually like this, but I could be totally wrong. Maybe he's a very sweet guy. Maybe I just haven't seen the right films. That's just the vibe I get.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to keep speeding it up even
Ambassador,
more because
gotcha.
we're 20 minutes behind still.
Gotcha.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. NC recommendation, Chappie.
Probably not, but we'll see. I don't get into that guy's movies much.
Exile, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you do a Karate Kid month? It would be nice to see you review Cobra Kai. I would like to see your thoughts on Terry Silver.
I'm probably not gonna have time to do like a whole one on the series, so probably not.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you started watching the new season of Rick and Morty yet? It's really good so far.
Not yet. I'll probably wait till it comes on HBO Max.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Thomas Newman score?
Shit. I guess he did American Beauty, right? I like that one. The Finding Nemo's pretty good too. Hopefully I'm thinking of the right one.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Last week, my siblings and I watched This Is Spinal Tap for a second time. It truly is lightning in a bottle. There hasn't been a mockumentary movie/show that looked and felt more natural. The Stonehenge joke is perfection.
Yeah, no, I really, really dig it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. J-Star Otaku says, gasp, you didn't like the N64?
Yeah, I'm the dick. I'm sorry. I never got into it.
Ansem, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate that.
You.
Thank you for reviewing the Kingdom Hearts games. It's a ton of fun experiencing it from a new perspective.
Yeah, even if I know what's going to happen in the end, it's still fun to see it actually take place.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Thor villain do you like more, Kate Blanchett as Hela or Christian Bale as Gore? Gore. I like Gore.
Yeah, I guess I'll say Gore. I wish there was more focus on him, though.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, since you finished the recent season of Stranger Things, did you have a favorite character in this season or past seasons? For me, it's Eddie Munson.
Yeah, who can't love Eddie? He was great.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. For Heather and Doug, you get a tax-free $90 billion, but you have to play Superman 64. Give me that Superman 64, man. Give it to me.
Yeah, me too. I'll do it. Now, if I have to beat it, that I don't know if I could do.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. In Lightyear, they thought changing the past would change the future. I think there's a good excuse for it. Despite it being released long after Avengers Endgame, it's supposed to have been seen by Andy, who got his Buzz Lightyear action figure in 1995.
Yeah, that's his favorite movie, huh? All right.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I agree that Hocus Pocus 2 looks all right. The one thing that has me concerned is the possibility of making the witches sympathetic in this one. Killing children to stay youthful is enough motivation already. Still might be fun, though.
I'll say this. If there's any characters that make sympathetic, I wouldn't mind them being sympathetic. Though I like the idea of them as kids. That sounds funny. They still have the hairstyle and everything. That looked pretty humorous.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. R.L. Stein is Stephen King light.
I agree, personally.
R.L. Stein is so kind. I say this every time we bring him up, and he's a super nice dude. I've met him at cons multiple times. He's so kind to teachers. It's awesome. I love him.
I believe it. Yeah, no, absolutely. He got kids into read. I'm not gonna say like he's bad or what a dick. Just in terms of the actual stories, yeah I think it's just Stephen King light. But no, totally. That's awesome.
Mum-Ra, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you be doing video shorts on your thoughts on the Werewolf by Midnight and Willow trailers after you watch them tonight?
I might.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Aladdin, I met Linda Larkin, who voiced Jasmine earlier this year at Comic-Con. She's a wonderful person, and Jasmine is my favorite princess.
Yeah, I think that's Rob's favorite too. Yeah, no, she did a really good job.
Mr. Blueman, thank you for the 100 bits. Yo, Doug, I love your content. I just wanted to know if you ever plan on doing another worst movies I've ever reviewed video.
Maybe I'd have to look at what the old list is, and yeah, I know there's some new ones. We'd have to get like Cat in the Hat and Mamma Mia on there and stuff.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact, Johnny Cash was the very first American to hear about the untimely demise of Joseph Stalin.
Huh. Interesting.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. I just binged Cobra Kai Season 5, and it's great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm only on episode 3, but I'm enjoying it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll ever review the Will Ferrell movie Land of the Lost?
We'll see. I didn't watch much of the original show, so I don't know if I'm the best to talk about it, but we'll see.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Also, Doug, please tell me that you have Mr. Holland's Opus on the list for next year's Disney-Cember. It's one of my favorite movies. Richard Dreyfuss is amazing in that movie, one of his best roles.
I never have seen it, so I probably should put it on the list.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Aw, man, we've gone a whole stream without a chaplain. This is a bigger ripoff than yesterday's Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, door's open, too. It's weird he hasn't come in.
Randy Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. I mentioned this last Sunday when Disney got the Monkey Island IP. They were going to do a movie. What would be your thoughts on a movie of it?
I can see it, but it'd have to be very carefully done. I'm not sure how you would do it, but there's possibilities.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Any new Christmas commercial review ideas for the season?
I don't think so, actually.
WebFox, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Would you consider reviewing the live-action film G-Savior, which is very loosely based on the Gundam anime franchise? It was Canadian-made and is greatly disliked by fans of the anime. It's so bad, Doug. It's so bad. It's unbelievable.
I've never seen the anime, so I don't know how I compare it to that, but it sounds like maybe I don't need to. So I guess we'll see.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Glad to hear you both are enjoying Cobra Kai Season 5. Chosen has easily become my new favorite character with how socially out of touch he is. Just hilarious.
Yeah, and I was not looking forward to him, like, being the new addition. I'm like, because he's fine, but, like, oh, I'm not going to get excited that he's in here. But he just won me over, like, instantly, like, in the first episode. And now he's like, I'm with you. He's, like, one of my favorite characters.
Randy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Disney's Pepper Ann, Disney's first show by a woman, and will you do an NC on Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Wow, that was the first one. Wow, that's really late. With that said, I never have seen it. But it was a little past my time. I wasn't really watching many the one Saturday morning or anything. And then what's the second one? I'm sorry.
Would you do an NC on Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Maybe. We'll see.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I recently started watching a show starring Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin called The Comiskey Method. I've only seen 3 episodes, but I really like it so far. Have you seen it? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my wife got into it. It's okay. It's some good acting, but it didn't really hook me in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Alan Arkin has a very funny line in The Comiskey Method. I urinate in Morse code. Dots and dashes.
I remember that.
Caterberg, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you thought of doing another old versus new? And if so, what would the subject be?
I wouldn't mind. I'm going to wait for the last season to come out, but I'll probably do one on the Animaniacs, old versus new, because I'm sure the old's going to win, but the new does some interesting stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, I panicked a little bit, so we read them fast, but now we have caught up. Woohoo!
Got it.
Luke the Boss says, now your Chinese Zodiac makes sense. The N64 was great. You year of the cock.
You cock, yep. I got you.
Did you get it? You sure? You sure?
I'm expecting him. I've gotten this hate before. I know how it works.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do an NC of Ratchet and Clank movie because the fans of the game don't like it?
I don't know anything about the game, and that's another one where it's like, I feel like it's like Avatar Last Airbender. Like, I have to know the source material in order to properly talk about it.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. I have a confession. I do not like this show, but have you seen Hell of a Boss? And is it a possible show you would do a Dark Toons on?
You're like the first I've heard of that is not like that show. Like everyone says, you gotta talk about it because they like it so much. I've seen a little bit. I think I've seen about 2 or 3 episodes. At some point in January, I'm probably gonna take a week off, and that'll be the time where I just like catch up on those because I do want to see it.
J-Star Otaku says, "Hey Doug, glad you're going to watch The Owl House, but are you aware of the production history that happened with the show?"
I heard. I heard a little bit here. I guess it's not even all fully out yet. And then also, I guess they were supposed to get one more season, and then like they cut it short or something like that. I don't know all of it, but I did hear something was cut short. And we do have a chaplain, so
yay! Chaplain emotes in chat. Let's go! Oh my god, I love it. Lord R. Wolfen says, "If you ever do Kids WB episode and talk about Pokemon, the thing I know you'll like is first episode, which has some memorable moments, and this other episode where Pikachu and Caterpie are talking and goes with their emotions and imagery that clicks."
Cool. Yeah, I probably won't cover that part because I've watched so little Pokemon.
Lord R. Wolfen says, "Can you advertise Miller Lite beer in your Charlton Heston voice?"
Miller Lite beer. Beer that'll be enjoyed by a polar bear.
Beautiful. Legend Killer says, "Hi Doug and Heather, have you played any Call of Duty games? And if so, what's your favorite?"
The only ones I've played have been on Tournament Tuesdays and the ones with the rocket launcher.
That's World War II.
Oh shit! Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just the Call of Duty games in general. Yeah, I think it's the only one I've played that is the World War II one.
I'm just not a Call of Duty person. I've played World War II. I played Black Ops 1 and 2. I played some Warzone. God, I can't stand Warzone. There's too many cheaters in Warzone. But I don't think it's my type of game. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who is your favorite villain from the X-Men cartoons? For me, it's Mr. Sinister.
Sinister's pretty damn good. I like, Magneto's pretty good. I always have a soft spot for Omega Red. I don't know, something about him just looked so cool. He had the cool voice, and maybe the way he always talked was kind of calm and soft, even though when he'd be causing all this destruction, he still have that, very in control voice. And then sadly, I do have a soft spot for Mojo. I just love that idea, an intergalactic space show. He'll torture people just for ratings.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Chaplin, since he acts like a dog, will you enter him in the Westminster Dog Show?
He will win based on stupidity. Because it'll be like, he's a cat. It's like, shh, he doesn't know that. Okay, he gets this ribbon.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite David Tennant performance?
I haven't seen much David Tennant because I haven't watched Doctor Who, but so I guess I have to just say Jessica Jones.
Yeah, Kilgrave for sure. Elite Gamer says, "Good evening, Heather and Doug. I was just curious for Halloween this year if you're going to review Scary Godmother 2. Also, Doug, do you only play Disney-related video games?"
I try to because I review them for Disney December. That's the reason I do it. But we're trying to expand like Star Wars games and Marvel games, anything kind of under the Disney umbrella. So that's kind of the workaround. And I'm not planning to review Scary Godmother 2, sorry.
Tom Klein says, "Why don't you do editorials anymore? I'm not talking about stuff like Career Dive and things like that. I mean the spot where you did what you never knew, and was that real? And sometimes you just talked about stuff like why is nothing original and the Dark Age of movies. Those were some of my favorites."
Nobody watches them. and people love them. I have like other YouTubers and critics say, "Oh, I love this bit," or even sometimes they'll recommend it in like their own videos and stuff like that. But they just don't get the views to survive. So I try to find workarounds. Like I'm doing like these movie compilation ones. I'll do like all the Austin Powers movies or all the Shrek movies and stuff like that. And that's kind of in that same vein, or like Freak Show Cinema. So I do try to find little workarounds to do something similar.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do an NC of Paranorman, the stock animation movie for Halloween? And can you do an NC of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
We're going to do a Pirates month. So keep an eye out for that in March. And I'm leaning towards doing Paranorman this year because I think it's like, their 10-year anniversary or something like that. And I really do love the shit out of it. And I think I can really talk in great detail about it.
TJ Lymphatic says, will future Nostalgia Critic episodes have more F-bombs? Because I've missed them. It gets a lot of laughs out of me, and it's nice to see you showing your true feelings and opinions about movies.
Well, thank you. YouTube disagrees. Yeah, sometimes we've gotten age restricted on a video and they won't say why. So we're just like, maybe it's the F-bomb. At one time it was like we had too many F-bombs too close together, like in the first 5 or 8 minutes of a video. It's like, well, okay, I guess we'll edit it out. Like, at least they told us that time. So we just can't take the chance. And luckily, like I said, I went a whole year without saying it at one point and nobody noticed. So it is nice to know, okay, like it's not needed. But right now, I'm not doing it because I'm a prude or anything. It's just because we think they get age restricted and YouTube, knocks us out of it. So, yeah.
J Star says, long story short, this is about Owl House. Disney canceled the planned season 3, and the creator had to fight to get the story finished, so we're getting 3 episodes. They're specials, but we're getting them.
Ah, okay. All right. So I really should wait until, all that plays in. Okay. Interesting.
Ozzy Wing says, hey, Doug, have you seen horror short The Sandman 1991? Would it be too dark for dark tunes?
I don't know. I don't even think of that. Sandman 1991. Let's see. Yeah, and man, that's what I said. Sure. I will check that out. Sorry, my keyboard's being a dick. Okay. Oh, maybe I have seen this. Yeah. Oh, I did see this. Yeah, I might. I do remember. I think somebody recommended it for Dark Tunes as well. It was pretty fucking cool.
Mr. Blue Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Yo, Doug, what's your opinion on the BioShock games?
Oh, I love them. I never did play the second one. But the first one and Infinite, I mean, they're classics. I mean, they really are.
Okay, cool. And I think that's going to be our last one here because it is 8:01. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super appreciate you being here. Please come on back, though. We do have content here 6 days a week. So Tamara's going to be back tomorrow. Friday, Malcolm will be here in the afternoon. Doug will be here in the evening. Saturday's Awesome Comics and Coffee. Then we start it all over again with Monday, etc., etc., etc. So come on back, hang out with us. We always appreciate seeing you here. But thank you all for joining us. I hope that you have a good rest of your day. As usual, we're going to go raid Tamara. Looks like she is on. So let me get that command typed in here. All right, cool. Awesome. There we go. We're going to go say hi to Tamara. But yeah, thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. 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 I'm Chaplin. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.